Welcome everyone to the first episode of Shattered Trinity. We're going to talk about a lot of stuff today. We have a little bit of the trailer from Gamescom, some character creation, and the starting zone. I am your host Justin, and this is your host Paxameter or Paxameter. How do you want it to be called?
We're just gonna stick with Pax.
Let's go with Pax. We'll go with Pax. All right, this is Pax, not named after the show Pax, right? After the Pax conference, not named after that.
I am not named or aligned with the PAX conference.
All right. So let's start with you while we're on you already. What's your experience, I guess, in gaming and Guild Wars in general?
Well, it's funny how I first played Guild Wars 1. Initially, I was sick laying at home, and I didn't really have much to do, so I found Guild Wars on my brother's laptop. I was like, oh, give this a try. And I played for like a couple hours, and I was like, wow, this is an awesome game. And I just kept playing and playing and playing, and eventually, he had like this level 15 character already, and I beat him to 20, and I joined some guild, and I beat everyone to finish the original campaign. And, from there, it was instant love, and I just kept playing. I kept making alts. And my first character was a ranger, and I just really enjoyed the game. And then I got into guild battles, GVGs, and we had some good rounds, and then we continued on to keep doing all the other content, especially when the expansions released.
And you're a pretty big min-maxer in PvP stuff right there for that, right? Basically,
Yeah.
finding the build that you can find to go along with it the best.
Yeah, I actually released a lot of PvP builds. I would give them out to my guildmates, and I would even post them in the forums, and some of them were actually widely used. And then, of course, they would get nerfed. But that was even when the game first came out. Later, I think it seemed to balance it out, or bounce stuff out a little bit better until they released more expansions with double abilities. But PvP is definitely my thing. I cannot play a game that does not have PvP, personally.
Yeah. Actually, I guess I got introduced in Guild Wars during its beta. I had started a guild and then merged with the guild Durance of Fate. I guess you remember our original guild name. And we actually were in part of beta in discussions with the ArenaNet devs some during that time. It was several years ago, of course. And we actually designed the tournament system before they created their own. We had an interview with them and stuff on it. And then they took it and they actually created their own tournament system. So that was actually pretty interesting. It actually made it easier because we were going to run the entire tournament system from our website, and they didn't have to do that anymore. So that was awesome. Didn't have to do that. But I don't have as much. I love the PvP. It's the reason why I got into it as well. I didn't go as depth as creating the guides and stuff as you did, and I ended up moving on to other games at some point. But the game was always fun to play. So. I mean, we have a lot of excitement coming in here going into this Guild Wars 2. And Gamescom was filled with tons of information for us. It was just everywhere. So, I have to ask, what race are you most excited for?
For Guild Wars 2, definitely I'm excited for that and the content that it's going to release. I really like the fact that they're trying to incorporate I'm a little bit aesthetic. I did play games like UO where the graphics, weren't great, but the game itself, it just looks beautiful. The dynamic events they added, the new skill system, something I'm really looking forward to, and the new races will definitely be a big interesting change from Guild Wars 1, especially since there will no longer be dual classing. So,
Yeah, gotta agree with that. I'm definitely looking at it's the two races, a Sura and a Savari are my two interested races that I'm looking at the most. The Char look awesome to play, but I have a feeling we're gonna get like 60% of the community playing the Char. On that, let's go. Probably so, right? All right, we're gonna move on. I'm just gonna watch the trailer real quick. I think most people here have probably seen the trailer, but we're gonna watch it, see what catches our eye in it. So let's move on into that. The trailer has a long wait call intro. We got our awesome long cheesy intro.
Strangely, Tenchi, this kind of reminds me of Two Girls, One Cup. The way it opens.
We're not going to discuss why that came up.
If you pay attention to the trailer, you'll actually notice that it is using the old map. That's kind of a well-known thing, but...
Let's hold off on that.
Okay.
Wait a moment. All right. So we have seen this trailer. I know you've seen the trailer several times, and I've watched it. I'm sure most people watching here have seen the trailer. Um, First off, after the slow intro, it goes into epicness, just pure epicness, I guess you can say. It's your typical trailer, I guess, of NCSoft and ArenaNet. Just hitting it hard with the music, showing the epic moments. So what are your thoughts on it, first off?
Well, obviously you heard some of my thoughts in the middle of it. The intro, it may be a little dramatic, but the game and the content afterwards and that really great like orchestra just playing really makes it for it. You can see the action, and if you know some of the information on Guild Wars 2, it, they showed the racial ability where you switch forms in the trailer, and it shows you the grand cities and the graphics. Like those are all in-game graphics, and you get a really good idea of what this game, what kind of scale it's going to be at.
And I have to actually agree on that. Most of that looks like it's actually in-game graphical play, and we see the skills, and that's one of the favorite things I like watching about the video is actually shows how much ArenaNet has put time into the visual effects of their skills. Now, a lot of people are like, oh, it shouldn't be just a graphical game. It should be about gameplay. But I think one of the people that entices a lot of people nowadays is the combat. Does it feel a bit more authentic? Does it feel real? I know a lot of the complaints was in Rift when they were first testing it, people were playing it, is they felt like they didn't feel like they were actually fighting. Like it was random clinks when you swung your weapon. So I think one thing ArenaNet does well, or is doing well, it looks like in this, is they're making that visual aesthetic effect when you are doing combat. You see the skill, you know what's coming, or you know what it's doing. It's not just this random effect that occurs with these followed by these random sounds, which is awesome. So, and they showed us a lot of stuff. I did notice they have an airship in there. And I don't know if you read about it, but apparently the airship is not something that we can fly around ourselves and stuff. There are some big moments on the airships, but they're not they're not guild airship stuff. Now, who says that can't happen down the road?
I agree. I think an airship battle as well as a dynamic event, some grand sky boss. I think that'd be something I would really love to do. They already have dragons, you could see in the video the dragon coming from the water, and that's a dynamic event that they've actually shown and released. And I can just imagine how awesome it'd be if you can just have cannons on your skyship, and everyone has to man them, have this grand, 40, 50-man fight. And they are trying to make it available to smaller groups too, 6 or 10 players. So that could happen as well. Personally, though, I like more people. I like my fight to be harder. I like it to be more epic.
I have to agree there. And I do think that maybe the airships might have some play in PvP at some point. That would be quite interesting. Or even if an airship could be a guild hall, like we had in the original Guild Wars. I haven't heard much about guild halls, about Guild Wars 2 yet, so I don't know. We'll get into PvP though in another episode, I guess. So let's move away from the trailer a bit because a lot of people have seen it, and let's go ahead and get into character customization in this game. All right, so let's go ahead and take a first look at the character customization, a bit in depth of the very basics of it.
Let's go ahead and demonstrate. We'll go into human right now because we want to demonstrate our character appearance customization. This we have not demonstrated before. In the past, we've gotten lots of questions as to what we are going to be providing in terms of character appearance options. The real philosophy behind our character appearance is we want to provide lots of different appearance options. For example, you'll be able to create a bulkier type of warrior human with our options. Quickly be able to get a general appearance that you like, but also if you're the kind of person who wants to go in and fine-tune the details of your appearance, we do enable that with things like eye angle, how open the eye is. You can even go in and change the shape of your nose or the shape of your jaw. So for those people who very much want to tweak their character appearance, we will provide those level of options. Okay.
So this is a character customization system that you typically see in MMOs nowadays, I'd say, especially in the hero ones that come about. But compared to the first Guild Wars, it's quite different, right?
Definitely. There's many more options available now. You could see some of those options just there, and the char, they have to have different kinds of optimizations for different types of